Well, let me tell you that it was COVID that stopped me from going out and partying every weekend. It probably stopped a lot of us, maybe most of us. A lot of us still probably found the ways to go out, or I don't know. I mean, it stopped me from going out, not from drinking, let me tell you. But no, it really did though. I had a big part in it because obviously we were forced to stay inside. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get into all of that. What's up, my peeps? Welcome back to Let's Talks Vibes. How are you guys? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are feeling great. I hope you guys are feeling positive. Sending you guys nothing but positive vibes only. As always, hello. I'm gonna give you guys a little background of just a little bit because I feel like I've mentioned it before. I don't know. But I'm gonna mention it again if I already mentioned it. A little background of when I started drinking, just like kind of my transition until now basically. I can go on and on and on, but I'm not gonna give every little detail. I'm just gonna a little brief backstory, a little brief, what would you say? You know what I'm saying. Like I said, COVID did prevent us from going out because we were forced to be inside. We were on lockdown. It was a whole pandemic, según, and we couldn't go out. Everything shut down, clubs, restaurants, everything. For a cool minute, things then reopened, but some things honestly didn't close. But clubs and all that, where there was a lot of people, like crowded people and stuff like that, did close. So that was a big thing into why I stopped going out every weekend, partying every weekend. The whole COVID thing, it was bad, but I mean, let's just not get into it. Let's not talk about it because it gets wild. But the whole lockdown situation where we couldn't go out, it really helped me grow because I spent a lot of time by myself, and I continued drinking for a while during that whole time pandemic. But that's where I really connected with myself, and I grew so much, and I just learned so much about myself because I was just with me. I was literally like alone. Honestly, that was a really intense time in my life. The whole transitioning, that was like the transition part, honestly, because now I don't drink, I don't go out, anything like that. I mean, I go out grocery shopping to do things, but I don't go out. Like, I don't go to the club anymore. I don't go out to parties anymore like that. I've gone out recently to a couple. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. But I just don't do that anymore. The whole transition part, it was very intense for me because so many shit hit me. I was just lost, and I had escaped for so long where I was like, whoa, like literally everything hit me, thoughts, feelings, everything. Looking back at it right now, I was really reflecting the other day when I was like thinking about what I wanted to talk about and just how much I've grown. Also because I have gone out recently. And okay, so I've gone out to like a couple parties, right? I think it was last month where I went to my first family party again in hella long. I think in like 2 years, to be honest. And shit was wild. Let me tell you, I'm not gonna say what happened. Shit got a little crazy, and I was like, dude, this is exactly why I don't go out. Nah, but I mean, stuff went down. Let me tell you, shit always goes down at a family party. But it's just funny, like, I mean, I still got love for them. I got love for everybody. This was another reason why I wanted to talk about this, just to like see where I stand now. I can go out. People can drink, smoke around me, and it's not a temptation, where I did strictly exclude myself from those situations, from that environment, from the parties, from all that, purposely in the beginning because I didn't want any temptations. A big part where I was still drinking towards the end when I was like really deep in it was because I've always thought like I wanted to stop or just not drink as much, but people would be like, oh, let's go sip, and I'd be like, okay, or they'd be like, oh, you're a pussy, you don't take a shot, da, da, da. And I'd be like, well, I'm not a puss, so let me fucking take it. I didn't want none of that peer pressure or anything. I still didn't have my boundaries set, so I wanted to work on that and just build myself up and really ground myself to be able to say no and just get my energy right, you know? So I was doing a lot of reflecting, and I really see no point in partying anymore. We hear party in your 20s, you're still young, live it up, have fun. That's not having fun. I didn't have fun during those times. I thought it was fun during that time. You know, my mindset has really changed a lot from back then. And I would tell 20-year-olds, don't party in your 20s. Don't live it up like that. Have fun, yes, but that doesn't mean having fun. Don't escape. I'd say build your life in your 20s. Really work on what you truly want to do, on your dreams. Try out new things. That way you see what you like. I get it. You're still in your 20s. You don't have to know what you want to do in life. You don't have to have a career set. None of that. You're still young. You're still exploring. But that's why I would suggest you try out new things, work on different things, see what truly brings you happiness. Let your soul guide you. Don't escape. Don't numb yourself. You know, don't disconnect. Build the life that you truly want. Because, like, now how I see it now, you know, people party in their 20s and then get burnt out. I feel like I hit that a little bit. I did get burnt out and I just got tired of it. I stopped pretty early. I stopped drinking at 25 years old. And that's pretty young because people are still old in age and are still drinking really tough and just don't quit. People went right back into it after COVID, you know, after things opened after COVID, went back to party, this and that. Where I thought, should I go back? Like, you know, am I missing out? But it's like, no, that's what you should see. Those are the people that do not grow, that have not grown mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They just haven't grown. I outgrew that for the better. I outgrew that for the better. In the 30s, that's when people are like, okay, let me settle down, let me do this and that. But there's really no timeline of when you should do stuff. Everybody's path is different. You don't want to feel burnt out. You don't want to party in your 20s and then feel burnt out and then not wanting to do stuff. It being too late, you know, you having all these mental issues, all these emotional issues. Following that route where they say party in your 20s, you know, this and that. It's just following what everybody else is doing and following what people are telling you to do. I'd say build that life that you truly want early on. That way you can then have fun after, instead of just dreading because you've wasted so much energy and time into useless shit like partying, going out, drinking, hanging out with your friends, and not working on your goals, on your dreams. I did get tired of it because I started pretty early with drinking. Let me give you guys a little history now. I started going out right when I turned 18. There was this club I would go to all the time because it was 18 plus. So that's what I would do. But I did start going out a little bit before that. I graduated when I was 17. There was this individual I would hang out with all the time, and I would literally go over every weekend. I would go over like every day. And we would literally just drink every weekend. That's where I started smoking. So I was going out prior to that, prior to 18. We would go to little cuts. You know, a little cut, if you don't know, it's like a little, how the fuck would I explain it? Like a little cut, you know, like not in an alley, but like a little near some warehouses or by the water at a little view, you know, and just sip up. Or there was a lot of house parties back then, so if there was a house party, we would go there. So I was kind of going out already, but once I turned 18, I was going out to the club, to the hookah lounge. Going out to the club wasn't really my scene. I was never really the dancing type of person unless I was on. because I don't know, it was just like I've always sensed this vibe that just wasn't me, but I just tried to blend in, I tried to blend in with the crowd so I wouldn't seem so different, cuz I was fine with just like drinking at home or drinking at a cut, you know, or drinking at like at somebody's house, but I would go out cuz I'm like, let me change the scenery. Plus I wasn't hanging out with those people anymore or anything like that. So the club it was. Plus it was free, it's free for girls, for the ladies. Until I hit 21 too. Dude, honestly, I felt like I was 21, honestly, when I was like 15, bro. Like, I was really drinking tough by then. And I would go to fucking quinces, drunk as fuck, bro. Like, I would take the bottle. It was crazy. But once I hit 21, I also started going out a lot, like every weekend. I didn't know when not going out was, you know? But prior to 21, I'm gonna get a little deep. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. During that time, I didn't have a stable home, like a stable place to live. We were moving a lot. That's why I wanted to go out. I didn't want to be at the house. It was just, I just didn't like it, and it didn't feel like home. That's why I would also go out to people's houses. I would go over some, the people that I was cool with back then. I would go over to their house if I could. I would go out on the weekends. I just really wanted to escape my reality, what it was. And because I didn't like my reality, I didn't like the way I was living. I didn't like my life. I didn't like me. I was also going to school then, and I would stay at the library as long as I can, do my work there, finish it there, because I also just couldn't do it at home. It didn't feel, I couldn't concentrate, because it was just a reminder of the way that I lived, of the way that I was, and I didn't want that. Dude, I would even chill in my car at a random cut, just park up and just chill there, just to not go home. I was reflecting on this the other day, and that was a big reason why I would always go out. And I didn't want to be at the house. It's like I would go out and then just escape and numb myself with all those substances to literally just escape my reality. Once I hit 21, it was just nonstop going out. I was really into drinking, and that's when I started using cocaine as well. I was just going downhill. I had a 9 to 5 at that time, and I would work, and I just couldn't wait till the weekend. I just really, like, I wanted to escape, and I would black out, you guys. It was bad. I wouldn't just drink casually. It was like to black out. I was drunk Monday through Friday, honestly, on something, on whatever it was. And on the weekends, I would black out. It was a blur. That's why my memory is not so good. I feel like that's the reason, to be honest. I don't remember shit because I was blacked the fuck out. It's like a blur, to be honest. I don't remember a lot of things. And it's crazy. And you think that's fun. That's not fun. Me not remembering what I did. Me literally waking up in like the randomest places, not home. Dude, like, I'm so thankful nothing ever happened to me like that. Anything crazy. Because it was wild, dude. Wild. I would not get home. But see, that's the thing. Like, I didn't want to get home. I didn't want to face reality. You have to face reality no matter what. I've always felt like I wanted change, and I've always wanted my life to change. I've always wanted my life to change. During those times, I didn't like how I was living. I didn't like me. But before you see change around you in your life and actually change habits, change things you do, you have to change. You have to change internally. You have to change your energy, not be bitching about this and that, why you don't have this and that. Like, be thankful for what you have, be grateful, and take action on what you want. You could be grateful for what you currently have, but still work towards more, towards what you really want. So I've always felt that. I've always had that in me, but I just wouldn't do it. I feared change. I feared me changing because I was so comfortable living this certain life that, and had a certain group of friends, the people I was kicking it with, I didn't want them, I didn't want to be made fun of. I didn't want to seem weird, seem different, crazy. You're like, oh, I don't want to lose my friends. I didn't want to lose my friends. Según friends, what I thought were friends back then. So that's why I just wouldn't change, you know? But I always had that, you know, and I would catch myself, if I caught myself sober, I would think about that. Once COVID hit, I stopped going out. It literally stopped me from going out, or else I would have kept going out, to be honest. Every weekend, I was just going out every weekend, you guys. Starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if I could too. It was bad, you know. I still continued drinking when COVID hit. By that time, we had like our own place, so it was a good place, and we would literally just have a kickback every weekend there. Since we were on lockdown and I had gotten laid off, so there was literally not much I was doing besides drinking at night. In the morning, during the day, if I was a little sober or whatever, I would catch myself thinking like, what am I doing, you know? And I started questioning myself that, because I was spending time alone. I was spending time with me. It was like, you know, COVID forced me to do that, the pandemic. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And what do I want to do? It was so crazy because I would be there with all these people drinking, right? The people that would come over. And I would drink too, but I knew how I felt. That was the thing. Like, I feel like those feelings were just so strong. And I would drink and drink and it just wouldn't go away. And I'd be like I knew I was escaping. You know, I was aware of that. I would look at the people around me too, and I'm like we're all just so lost. Like, what the fuck are we doing? This shit is crazy. It didn't seem like reality to me. It all seemed like a movie. Like, it just wasn't real. I mean, none of this shit is really real. Well, let's not get into it. You know, especially when like all the drugs were involved. It just seemed like a movie. I was like, that's also what made me realize I saw myself as this character and other people saw myself as this character. I am in control of me, of my character. I can change the narrative. I could change my life. It was just crazy. I don't know if you guys have ever thought that. Once I started questioning myself, like, what the fuck am I doing? It was, I think, the second month or the third month during the pandemic where I was like, yeah, I need to like stop. I decided to change. I decided to change myself. I really took social media seriously during that time because I wasn't doing shit. I got laid off. And I'm like, you know, let me give it a try. I think I had social media accounts, but I wasn't taking it as seriously. I wasn't creating content like that. But then I started creating content, you know, makeup tutorials, the selfies, and all that good stuff. And I liked it, you know, and that was taking up more of my time. So I was more into that and less into escaping, you know, doing drugs, this and that. I was changing my habits. I didn't realize it then, but now I do. I was investing my time into other things instead of just escaping and doing nothing. I had stopped everything. I had stopped doing everything. Like, I was sober that month. And dude, everything fucking hit me. That's when like anxiety hit me really bad. Depression really hit me too. Cause, you know, it was just the whole pandemic and we were going through a lot. Cause it's crazy, you know, it's like a world fucking pandemic. Like, what the fuck's gonna go down? What's gonna go down with me? What's gonna go down with my life? And I'm very much an overthinker. So I was just overthinking all this shit. Literally. Also with just not escaping anymore and feeling my feelings and having these thoughts, I started doing my own research on all that stuff, you know, about on anxiety, on just healing, you know, self-love. That's literally what helped me change. I was investing my time into better things that were going to help me better my life and help me grow instead of just staying in the same place. I wanted change, so I knew I had to change. It was a switch where one night it just switched on me, my mindset. But the whole change and growth and that mindset growth took a while. You know, it It was a transition. I'm still transitioning, I'm still growing, I'm still evolving. It's been 2 years now where I don't drink, 3 or 4 that I haven't done cocaine, and I recently stopped smoking. And I've never felt better. I had a whole different mindset then. I have a whole different mindset now. I've grown so much. It doesn't happen overnight. I feel like the switch does, where you're like, I'm going to change. And you have to stand on it. You have to do the change. You have to put in the work. I had to put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of investment, energy into healing, because it does take some time. And that's what I have been focused on the past couple of years, where, yeah, I've seen progress in my life, but most importantly, I've seen progress within me. And that's what counts to me the most. That's the most valuable thing to me, because I want to make sure I'm straight inside, internally. Now I'm really into my health as well. I'm like literally so proud of myself. That's a whole part of me. I don't regret anything. I reflect and I learn from it. And I've just seen my progress and my growth. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at myself for all those things. That's where you learn the lesson and you grow from it, hunty. Like, let's keep it moving. Let's move forward and let's work on ourselves and love ourselves and work towards healing. We got to heal all that trauma, heal whatever it is that we need to heal. We need to take care of ourselves, because nobody else is going to take care of us. Nobody else is going to do it for us. Nobody else is doing it for you. This is your life and you live it the way you want to. I stopped that whole party thing really early. I was kind of forced to because of COVID. I was 23, and that's pretty young. That's when a lot of people are still going out, this and that, doing all this shit. The pandemic did it for me. The pandemic really no, but you know what? Because it forced that isolation onto me. Hopefully we never get another pandemic like that again, because it was really crazy for no fucking reason, to be honest. If you do want to change, I'd suggest you isolate yourself from everything and really be alone with yourself. You will learn so much about you. You will really be forced to connect with yourself and to look in deep and stop any bad habits that you're doing. It's going to be tough, you guys. It is, because we're really good on habits and consistent with those, whether bad or good, and start transitioning those into good habits. Stop investing time into going out, partying, drinking. Instead, start doing other things. And you will notice how good it feels to stop doing those bad habits, and how good it is to do those good habits that are actually helping you improve your life, that are bringing you happiness, and that are helping you grow. You're going to feel the difference. You're going to see the difference, because that's what you want. You want change. If you want better, you have to do better. But there was this post too that I seen the other day. I've been really into like posts I see, because I've mentioned it, how I don't follow family on social media or friends. I mean, I honestly really don't have any friends. I follow people that really motivate me. I follow mentors, coaches, and stuff like that. And I follow spiritual pages, growth pages, and stuff like that. And I saw one where this guy was talking about how before you change anything in your life and see change, you have to change. You have to change your energy. I just totally related to it, because that is true. I was so negative back then, and once I changed to positive energy, I never looked back, because you just see how I saw how negativity wasn't bringing me any good. It was only bringing me more negativity, and there's no point of being negative. For what? To attract more negativity? I don't want negativity in my life. I want positivity, and through any situation, bad or good, I'm going to remain positive, because there's always a bright side. Like, it's for your own good. All those challenges that you're facing, it's really shaping you into the person you want to be. It's kind of like a test, and that's what makes you stronger. That's where you learn the most, through those struggles. Through my struggle, I learned so much, And you have to push because you don't want to feel stuck. You really have to push and reach the next level and just keep growing. Isolate yourself. Have some alone time and see what it is you want to do. I started writing down what it is I wanted to do, my goals. I started setting boundaries and doing all these things. I was, shaping myself up so my life can, shape up and stuff like that. I started working on what I wrote down and what I said I was going to do. I had this goal and I'm like, okay, how am I going to do it? How am I going to get there? How am I going to achieve it? What do I need to do? And I've really fell in love with my solitude and just working on me, working on my dreams, working on my goals, working on becoming the best version of myself is so it for me, you guys. That's like the main thing for me. I'm way better than how it was, but I'm still not where I want to be. I still have some work to do, more learning to do. We're always learning, we're always growing. I fell in love with doing that, with becoming the best version of me, learning new things, whether it's a new skill or just learning a new way to heal, to improve myself, to connect with myself, I literally stay in doing all that stuff now. I have created a podcast. I'm just so invested into doing me, into my dreams, into things that I really want to do, that just going out is not in the picture. It was never in the picture after when shit opened and I was like, I didn't say, oh, I want to go out now. No, I stayed in. When stuff did open, I was drinking still a little bit, but it was a transition from drinking. It was a little transition, but this ain't too much about a drinking video. But that has a big part into why I was going out partying. Now I could go out. I mentioned earlier how I have gone out to a couple parties recently, and that's because I wanted to try it out. I feel like I was ready. I wanted to see how it is that I'm in those environments now versus how I was before. And it was, it was a good time. Like it was fun. You can never go wrong with live music. I appreciate me a live little grupo one or something like that. There's no temptation, to be honest, to drink or do anything like that. It was still very much there, the drinking, the drugs and all, but it's not like I really don't want to do it. And with foods too, because I don't eat meat and stuff like that. It's been funny because I've been packing. I packed my own juices. I packed my fruit and my food, like some lentil soup. I literally packed some lentil soup to go to a party. There was one family party I went, and one of my aunts, she saw me. She was like, "Oh, hold on." She literally went to go get all the fruit that was left, and she's like, "Here, because I know you don't eat meat." And she said that there was some food in the kitchen that I can have because they had pozole and stuff like that. And like they know that, and it's crazy. But I really appreciate that. I'm very thankful for that because I'm prepared. I go prepare my stuff, but that they kind of like support what I do in a way, and just let me be. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't honestly there was like one or two people were like, "Oh, why don't you drink this and that?" Like, that's the way to have fun. But I'm like, bro, no, that's really not the way to have fun. That was just like 3 parties I went to recently, and I am done with that for now because I'm just doing a lot right now, and I'm doing one specific thing where I really need to focus on me and get stuff done for that. So I'm not going to be going out for like 4 months like that. I'm willing to go to family parties again. Not all of them. I'm not going to be at every function. And those are just little small functions. I have to see how a big function is because it's just so much energy. I know how to maintain my energy now too. That's the thing. Get home, give myself a little sage cleanse, smudge it all over me because I don't want none of those energy stuck onto me or none of the saltiness or anything like that. I'm just very to me now. And I appreciate that. And I love me for that. And I do it because I love me. You can go out if you want to, but I also make sure I got all my stuff done. I be dancing, I'll dance. But then when they're just there and talking or whatever, and I'm like, yo, I could be like working on this and that. But hey, I'm blessed enough to be able to work from my phone, right? That's what I'd be doing too. Or just it was like a nice little catching up with people when I'm talking to them, to family. I'm just like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? I'm very much one of those. When it gets to jump, I'm like, listen, not time. I don't really care about that. Stuff like that, if they're going through things, because I just know what it feels like. And you don't have to talk to somebody, but I'm like, hey, like, you should try meditating. You should try journaling. You should try some self-love stuff, like start loving yourself. The whole party life really fucks with your head. It fucks with you spiritually, emotionally. It can physically, mentally, especially at a young age. Like, you don't want to go through those things. It's not fun. I don't see it fun anymore. And somebody asked me if I would go out again. I thought about it and I was like, no, because like, for what? I love to dance and I'd go just to dance, but I can just dance at home. I will party by myself every day. Like, I am the party. I mean, I don't want to say I never want to. There's those rich ass people that literally go out on a Tuesday. I'm so blessed and thankful that I work from home, that I get to work from home. That shit, if I wanted to go out to the club on Monday, I would. And that's the thing where I then realize, like, just people tend to go out on the weekends because it's the weekends. A lot of people don't work. And I don't want to be out with everybody on the weekends. Like, I don't want to follow that. I'll go out whenever the fuck I want to. I don't want to say I never would because, hunty, I'm still really young and I can if I want to. But shit, maybe if somebody were to invite me or we're like, let's go dancing. Like, all right, let's go. I don't know. But like when I go out to the beach or go out grocery shopping, ugh, dude, I fucking prefer going on the weekdays because on the weekends, then there is hella people who are like, oh, parties on the weekends. Shit, if I'm gonna throw a party, I'm gonna throw a party on Tuesday, on a Monday, on a Wednesday. Like, why the fuck the weekend? No, but for real. I just really hope this helps you guys, inspires you guys to do better. The whole point here is to do better. I hope you do better. Stay in while they are going out and escaping. Once I really started staying in, I'm like, this just feels better. Because I feel like those people that are, work through the weekday and then just escape on the weekend, they don't really grow. They're still at the same level. Like, what are they doing? It's the same thing every week. And I got tired of that. Like, going chew after staying in and working towards me, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna step fucking closer to my goals. And it just feels so good to achieve my goals where I'm not missing out on that shit. Like, what the fuck? That wasn't helping me to do better, to become better. It's not helping you. So do better. If you want to see change, you first have to change. Change that negativity into positivity. Positive vibes only. I really appreciate you guys watching, listening to today's episode, to this week's episode, to this new episode. Go check out my bracelets on my Etsy shop. And see, I got 3. Okay, we all good vibes here, baby. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed these vibes. I hope you guys enjoyed this talk. I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace, my peeps.